Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today we are going to talk about readiness. I want to talk about some of the top reasons why people avoid healing, why people aren't quite ready. When people become ready to heal, they heal. When they're truly ready, right? Mind, body, spirit, we're in connection. We really feel like we're ready to give up the fight, to give up the excuses, to give up the benefits or the payoff in any way, then the road to healing is smoother, it's quicker, and we know that we're going to get there. So once we give up this resistance, right, and we are truly ready, our resistance to our patterns, to our excuses, to our personality traits, to what we believe, to our stories, right? There's all of this stuff that we need to give up. Why are people who really truly want to heal not ready to heal? All the subconscious patterning, all the stories, all the excuses, all the payoffs, and throw them out. Get rid of them. Like, just cut it off, right? Like somebody who wants to quit smoking, but they keep going it. Where's that line, right? That cutoff when they say, that's it. I'm just never going to have another one again. There's like a readiness that has to come into play. So when we're talking about readiness, we're talking about why somebody wouldn't be ready to heal. So I think, and I believe, one of the biggest roadblocks in our way and why we're not ready is because if you can blame, and I'm going to choose my words carefully here because I don't know exactly how to put this, but if you can blame something on your body, if you can blame your problems on your body, if you can use your body as this excuse, if you can blame it all, then you don't have to take responsibility for your life and for why you're not succeeding in life or going after your dreams or being your authentic self. So it's almost like a shield that we hide behind. It's almost like an excuse. But if we can blame it on our body or our genetics or our misfortune, or somebody did something to me, or this accident, or it's all in my genes, or I got unlucky, or it's this diagnosis, right? That's the reason why I can't achieve this. That's the reason why I can't really be who I want to be in this world, why I'm not going after my full potential in this lifetime, my full dreams, right? Then we have this all-encompassing legitimate, because it is looked at as a legitimate excuse by everybody in society, so nobody could blame you. So it is easy to sidestep responsibility for our lives, really. It's easy to give it away and point the finger at something that's a legitimate, diagnosable excuse. And I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm being harsh, and I'm not being harsh. I was there. I did this. It's a very subtle, it's a very subconscious. People don't want to believe that they're doing it because they truly believe they're ready. They say, I'm ready. They want to be ready. It's like somebody who wants to lose weight or wants to quit smoking. How many times do they build up to wanting, and then they fall back? It's like they're not quite ready. And if you don't have to take responsibility for why your life isn't turning out the way you want it, then we will shift blame. We will point our finger. We will use it as an excuse to sidestep the responsibility that we hold for making our life what we want it to be. So why else aren't people ready? Well, people look for authority figures. And ever since you're little, you kind of have these strong archetypes. The father archetype, right? Like the mother archetype. They can solve all our problems when we're little. They can kiss our boo-boos and say everything's gonna be okay, and we believe them. But as we get older, those archetypes aren't strong enough for us. They aren't the people that we thought they were, and they can't help us. They can't make our hurts and our pains and our illnesses go away. And so we look for somebody who can. We look for somebody who's wiser than us, who knows more, who can take this burden in their hands and tell us what to do. You know, we want to believe that there's somebody out there who can do this for us, rather than really come to the realization that we must do our own healing, that really the responsibility is on us, right? To take our healing into our own hands, to be the wise, knowing person in our lives who makes the decisions and who does the research and who understands what's happening and who has a path, who sets the path. But we often don't do that. So doctors are a very strong archetype in our life. You know, ever since we were little, they're all knowing. You know, they know more than we do. It's almost like they seem quite magical or mystical to us, that they're way smarter than us, that they must know something we don't know. And we not enjoy, but we get a sense of relief giving our problems to somebody else. And a doctor is this strong archetype that we believe has the answers, right? That will heal us. And they are really one of the strongest archetypes because they are standing in between us, usually, and death at the end of our life. So we want to believe that they have the answers. We want to believe that they have a path, that they have a course, that they can help us, that they have a magic wand. And we want to believe that so badly that we often believe these diagnoses, even if they don't ring true in our spirit, and we believe in the course that they set out for us because we have to believe somebody. And it's easy to give our power away, and we need to give our power away because we don't trust ourselves. We don't fully trust ourselves, and we need to know that somebody is there looking out for us, looking down on us, lending a helping hand, and that they're somehow going to prevent us from the ultimate suffering and death, which is inevitable anyways. But this is what we need to believe as human beings. So that's another reason why people aren't quite ready to give it up, right? Give up their diagnosis, give up their stories, give up their sick mentality, and really be ready to say, I am healing, and I am going to heal, and I'm healed, right? Like a smoker goes to a non-smoker, when are they ready to say, I'm a non-smoker? It's the same, but different. I know it's the same. It's very different, and people don't quite want to believe this. But it is, at some point, a matter of saying, you're going from a sick mentality to a healed mentality. I'm healed. I'm healing now. I'm better. I don't need any of this other stuff. I am well. And feeling that within. So people need the excuses. They need the payoff, right? They need the payoff from the illness. They need that excuse from being able to stay safe, small, take a break, take things off their plate, have a reason why they're not so good at getting up and going out for that job, or taking care of their kids, or going to that social function, or doing all these high stressful things in life. It's easier to say small and safe. And we're not quite ready to give that up. We're ready to give up the illness. We're ready to give up the suffering. We're ready to give up the pain, but we're not quite ready to give up all the comforts that come along with it, all the excuses that come along with it, all the connection that we might get with other people because of it, the extra care, the extra attention, the excuse when we don't want to do something, we can pull it out of our pocket. And I know this sounds harsh because I know you're not making this up. I know this pain is real. I know the suffering is real. I know the symptoms are real. I know the illness is real. But it's real in your mind. It's real in your mind. It's real in your body and your mind together. But when it's not real in our mind anymore, eventually the body follows suit, and it's not real in your body. They work together, this mind-body. Another big reason why people aren't ready is because they fear change. People fear change. And when you're ready, change comes. When you're truly ready, you're not only ready to be healed, but you're ready to live your best life. You're ready to get back out there, to have jobs, to have a social life, to change your relationships, to change your life, to change your personality, to take your life by the horns. And people know that if they're ready to heal, right, it means that they are somehow capable. And healed people, aren't fawned over. Healed people aren't taken care of. Healed people aren't checked in on. Healed people are self-sufficient, right? And people are afraid of that. Ultimately, deep down, people are afraid, if I'm healed, maybe I won't get this attention. Maybe I won't get this care. Maybe I'll be alone. Maybe I'll lose that connection, right? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll die alone. What will happen to me? So people are ultimately afraid of change. Also because they know that if they change and they accept healing into their life and they know that they can be healed and they do what it takes to heal, right? Mentally, spiritually, physically, that their whole life will change. And people are afraid of that rapid amount of change that will come along with healing in an instant. Right? Because if you are that person, now everything changes, and people are so afraid of the rate at which their life will surely change if they heal, that they resist the healing itself, even though it's the most important thing, even though it's what they want more than anything, because they know that this change is going to come fast, this change is going to be deep, it's going to be profound. It might change their marriage. It might change their relationship with their parents or their children. It might mean they have to move towns. It might mean they have to get a new career, get a new job. It may mean they have to, live in a different part of the world. It may mean that they have to develop new relationships and old relationships. The rate of change that they know is coming, that we ultimately know is coming when we heal, that we have to be now self-sufficient and be able to take care of ourselves. And maybe we have to get back out in there in the workforce and take care of ourselves and take on financial challenges and all kinds of other challenges in the world, right? That we may be avoiding or resisting or excusing ourselves out of right now. So the rate at which your life will change when you heal is scary, and we as humans resist that because we are so afraid of the unknown. So if any of this is resonating with you, any of these things that you may resonate with, that you're like, oh my God, maybe I'm doing that. That's me. Or could that be me? Right? Take a closer look at that. There is something here that you need to look at. Don't be afraid to look. Don't be afraid to look inside, to open that box, right? This is one of the reasons why you might not be ready. Just be willing. Be willing to look. So a lot of people mistake willingness for readiness. And first you must come to willingness. So when you can open instead of close, when you can say, I'm willing to heal. I'm willing to drop my story. I'm willing to, let go of those excuses. I'm willing to even consider that there's a payoff that I can't see right now. I'm willing to consider that I'm getting it wrong. I'm willing to consider that I need to go all in. I'm willing to consider that I can heal myself. I'm willing to consider a different protocol. I'm willing to consider, this diet change. I'm willing to consider this philosophy. So when we're willing, that's a start. That is the start. When we can open instead of close, when we can be willing to new possibilities, new insights, when we can be willing to new ideas, things that we didn't see before, changes, dropping our story, turning away from our patterns, right? Our patterns that we hold so dear to us. We hold our fears and our stories and the people in our life and everything about this illness close to us. And when we're willing to see it a different way, when we're willing to open instead of close, when we're willing to allow, to sit with these feelings and not to fight them, when we're willing to allow them to come up, to be with them, to look at them, to meet them, to befriend them, willingness to see it a different way, willingness to open, right? Willingness to change. All of this, willingness to forgive, all of this is the beginning stages of being ready. So again, if we take our example of somebody who's ready or who wants to quit smoking, they're willing to look at the data. They're willing to, drop their story. They're willing to look at everything. They're willing to, to figure out what date they're going to quit smoking. They're willing to make plans that they're not going to be a smoker. They're open to the idea of it. And that's the start. But they may not be ready quite yet. So what is that readiness where it comes to a point where they're like, not only am I willing to quit smoking, but I'm ready. And readiness is very firm. Readiness is very concrete. It's like when you're in, you're in. And something inside that person clicks, the aha moment comes in, the realization that this willingness is, you've been open to the willingness for a long enough time that you're now ready for the change. You're ready to accept everything that the change, you're willing to accept that all these cravings are going to come. You're willing to accept that you have to maybe have new friends and different interests and different hobbies. And you're willing to accept everything to the point where suddenly something clicks in you. You have this like deep resonance, this deep soul aha moment, as Oprah Winfrey would call it, but this deep resonance within you, and you become ready. So then that person just never smokes again. They just throw away the cigarettes, and here we are. It's time. And they don't look back. When you're truly ready, you don't look back. So that person's not going to be worried about the cravings. They're not going to be worried about, failing. They already see all this. You see, when you're ready, you just know the truth. That person just knows, like, I am not a smoker anymore. Even though they're not worried about, like, if somebody's willing, they might try quitting smoking, but they're going to relapse. They're going to pick it up again. They weren't quite ready. If somebody's ready, they're done. They're just done. That's it. That's it for them. They just know now the truth that they want to be a non-smoker, and they're going to be a non-smoker. When you know. It's like an all-knowing sense in your soul. You're ready. You believe. You understand. You resonate. You see all the potential problems, but it doesn't matter. Nothing can get you. Nothing can get in your way. You understand that there's going to be setbacks and even falling down and getting up, but you get it. You understand. Right? You're not just willing anymore. You're ready. You're ready to take that ride, and nothing can stop you. You know deep in your heart that you are going to heal, and that is the readiness that I'm talking about. Right? We're not only willing to give up all these ideas and all these excuses and all these things that are standing in our way, right? This clingingness, how we cling to the old, to the familiar, we don't like change. We cling to these things that are actually keeping us sick. They're keeping us from healing. But when we're ready to go into the unknown. We know it's going to be scary. We know it's going to be challenging. We know it's going to take courage. We understand the unknown is hard, but it's harder at that point to stay where you are. So the readiness is the peace, right? When you're ready, you will heal. It doesn't matter how long it takes at that point. When you're truly ready, you commit in a way, and you understand in a way, and you just know in a way in your heart that just can't be undone. And that's when miracles happen. That's when all these healings that you're waiting for and you're wanting happen, right? Those people believed. They felt it. They knew, right? They trusted. They had faith. They were truly mentally, spiritually, emotionally ready to let go of anything and everything that was getting in their way of being who and what they want to be in this world, of being the full potential of their soul, right? And that includes being completely healed, completely healthy. So whatever excuse you're still hanging on to, whatever dogma or thought or idea or whatever's standing in the way between you and realizing the full potential of who you truly are and your soul and all your dreams and all your happiness and all that abundance and health is readiness, right? Is true readiness. So you have to wake up every morning and say, I'm willing. I'm willing to be open. I'm willing to open today instead of close. I'm willing to let go of some stories today. I'm willing to let go of patterns. I'm willing to let go of these thoughts that are holding me back. I'm willing to let go of my resistance. That's a huge one. I'm willing. I'm willing. So if you can wake up every morning in a state of willingness, just be willing. One day, it's going to turn. One day you're going to be ready. One day you're going to know. One day you're going to be like, I'm ready. This is it. This is the day. And from that day forward, everything's going to change because nothing can hold you back anymore. No matter what happens, you don't go, oh, there's that thing. I better take my old position or my old pattern and my old resistance or my old, fear or my old stance, right? My old protective patterns and my old protective natures and my old unwillingness to forgive and my old triggers and, right? We don't do that anymore when you're truly ready. So I wish for you all true readiness, and it starts with a simple willingness to change, to open, to grow, to let go, and to just be closer to who you truly are, and to love yourself and to know that you can do it, right? This is a trust and a love in yourself, right? You're building a trust in yourself. Like, I can handle the hard side of this. I can handle the challenge. I can handle the change. I can handle the unknown. I can handle my life. I can handle my feelings, my emotions. I trust myself and I'm willing to go through this, and I am ready. I'm ready to be me. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to be who I am. I'm ready to face all of it right here, right now. And I know I'm not going back. That's what I wish for you. And you will get there. You will get there. Be open to willingness, and one day you will be ready. And it might not be as far off as you think. Ultimately, after a period of willingness, it comes down to a choice. It comes down to jumping sometimes out of that plane. It comes down to saying, today is the day. This is it. Right? And then you go forward and you say, today's the day. Right? And sometimes readiness will come and smack you over the head, and sometimes you need to give it a little push. You need to jump off the cliff. But either way, one day your readiness will come. And until that day, stay open and stay willing. And so if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. And don't miss any of these videos, and I will see you in the next one.